Hello and good afternoon to you all from inside the Maryville Hockey Center inside Chesterfield, Missouri. Gabe Daniel, the voice of Jayhawk hockey here, excited to bring this one to you as there's no other broadcasters around, so we figured we'd stick around and bring you guys the action. Joined alongside Ryan Cartman, one of the color analysts for KU Hockey, as this one is a matchup that's just been much anticipated. Dordt versus Arkansas, ready to get underway.
Yeah, Gabe, excited for this one. Should be a really good matchup. Got a lot to talk about when we get to our next break.
So right off the draw, it's going to be the defenders walking it in. It's going to be dumped in. It'll be Haynes out to play it, as it'll be Jantz taking it away. Cross over to number 22, Connor Chapman, as that's dumped in. Play goes into the corner, and racing around for it is going to be number 52. Drawing from the deep slot, he'll pass it over to the hash marks, as it'll be wrapped around. Now Jantz, a drive from the point, tipped up front, sent wide, and the defenders trying to wrap it around and out. Now coming down the side, it'll be number 22, Brady Espenson, tried a shot, and then fighting for that loose puck was Cruz, and Borlis is able to send it out. Trevor Borlis, wearing number 8 for the Razorbacks, leading in scoring, also celebrating a birthday today, along with Rogers. So happy birthday to those two for the Razorbacks, as it was Freeman. He tried to bank it out. He was able to get it up over to number 21. That's Dunewald. No, a shot missing the net. Dunewald able to hold it in. However, the defenders just coming out flying, as it's going to be Linus, the leading scorer and leader in penalty minutes. A short side shot turned away by Haynes, and now it's going to be a battle along the corner. Going in to help him out is Mason Carrolls for Dordt. Linus lost control of it, and the Razorbacks will take it out, as it's going to be number 14. That's going to be Brendan Kuhn on the right side. Kuhn tries to make a move around. It'll go under the goal line, and we get a stoppage here with 18-14 left to go in period number 1.
Yeah, Gabe, in this game, it's going to be the battle between superstars, Griffin Linus for Dordt and Trevor Borlis for Arkansas. Like you said, Linus does lead his team in points. He's actually first in the Central right now in points. First in power play goals as well with 6. Third in Central in penalty minutes with 51. That's going to be the big key for the Hogs. Can they keep Griffin Linus off the ice, maybe get him a little riled up, get one of your enforcers on him, and try to put him in a box?
And we do apologize about the metal post being in the way with the camera. No matter how we move the camera, it's going to kind of be in the way.
That was on the last game, that near side far corner over there. You'll lose focus pretty easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Other way, it's going to be held in there, the zone, by Zach Espenson before the Razorbacks able to get it out, as it was number 19 coming down on the left side. And just some physicality going in the corner. And, you know, these are just two teams really hungry to punch their spot in the Nationals, and they're having phenomenal seasons, as there's a glove save there. And another stoppage with 17:38 left to go.
Yeah, as you say, Gabe, these teams have a bunch of big kids that are not afraid to hit. Of course, we from Kansas here played Dordt these first 2 games of the year. Dort's only conference loss to us. KU won the first game. Dordt did take the second game. But, yeah, these are both teams with big kids, and these guys love to hit, and I'm excited to see physicality in this matchup.
Granted, that was a part of the season where it was Dort's first game of the year, so that's not something you can really look or dwell on too much, as they're coming into this game hotter than ever. The same with Arkansas, who most recently beat a number 3 ranked Florida Gulf Coast University. So these are two teams that are just star-studded, and it's crazy how on this side of the bracket, how all the good teams have to play each other right off the bat, versus where Kansas, they're kind of getting the luckier end of the draw here, as there's just a battle right in front of the Dordt bench, and it looks like it goes in favor of the defenders, as they're able to get it out of the zone, as it's just thrown in. It'll be picked up by number 39, that is Ethan Rogers, as it's wrapped around. Walking it in is Rogers, dropped it back, shooting is Borlis, blocked there. Now a shot there by number 22. That's Chapman, turned aside as Edmond standing tall. As it was Hershey, lost control of it, so it goes to the corner, wrapped around, and it'll find its way over to Borlis up on the right side as it's thrown away. So Espenson passing it across over to Linus, and now Linus coming in as it's wrapped around the boards. Haynes leaving it across. Hershey with it now, pinned against the boards, and it's number 5 for the defenders, Ryler Shell, throwing it across. DeJager threw it on net. Haynes played it back behind him with the stick as it was Romero with it. Romero lofts that one up in the air. He's going to try to get a headman pass up over to Chapman. Chapman right at the hash mark, stops, dropped it back. Borlis looking for the backdoor pass there, turned aside. And now the defenders struggling to get it out of the zone. So it's held in there by number 10, that's Tyler Book. Wrapped around, and it'll finally come out of the zone, and back chasing it is Book.
Gabe, really aggressive forechecking both sides so far. A lot of fresh legs. I want to give a shout out to the Arkansas fans. Really showing up in big numbers for the Hogs. About a 5-hour drive I looked from Fayetteville. Credits to them for showing up.
So up on the right side it'll be number 21 as it's thrown to the corner. Now number 48 on it for the Hogs. That was Tanner Freeman as it's played to the left corner. So the Hogs doing a really good job here with zone control as it's thrown to the corner and still held in. As it was a backdoor pass over to number 14, Brendan Kuhn, and the defender's able to get it out, but it's quickly forced back in by Kilgore. So the defender's getting it into the zone now as it's Van Berkel on it. Van Berkel in the corner, roughed off the puck there, and a huge hit behind the net by Kilgore. That frees up the puck for Kuhn. And now Kuhn trying to fight it loose. Rogers with it, backhands it over to Kilgore. Now Kilgore with it as he gets it over to number 19. Thrown in the zone, and it's going to be Lorenz on it now. And a penalty, or an icing. Looks like it was an icing getting called. Couldn't see what happened. I was looking down because it's going to take me a little bit to get adjusted to the numbers here. Again, two teams we're not that familiar with. And it was sort of last minute trying to get the roster sheets prepped because we just wrapped up the Kansas game right before this one. Either way, the faceoff is going to be won back, and they score, and it's the Razorbacks on the board early on.
Yeah, Gabe felt like it was going to have to start soon. I mean, Dordt, all the pressure against them, just iced the puck, so had tired legs on the ice. Arkansas was able to get a line change, sub in fresh legs, and easy face-off win for the Hogs, and putting it right on the net, sneaking it right past Dordt's goalie there. Must have been a little bit of an open hole. Didn't look like there was much, but great find for the Hogs, up 1-0, big momentum.
Yeah, the guns are blazing in favor of the Hogs as they've just came out red hot. As it's thrown in the zone there by Rogers. Racing after it was number 19, but he's going to get beat to the puck there by Reishi. And another big save there by Edmond as Arkansas almost made it 2-0. So Rogers sending it back the other way, finding it up over to number 19. 19's going to draw it back, gets it over to Yance, cross ice, finding it to Rogers. Now over to Patterson. Patterson back to Yance, and Yance will walk it in. Lost control of the puck, racing back after it, and it's going to be sent up over to Wilms. Now Linus on it. Linus heavily pressured, stick lifted, still with the puck. He'll go back behind the net and wrap around before skating it up here on the left side. And a huge hit right there along the glass as the physicality is starting to ramp up here early on. This is going to be a fun one the rest of the way. As dodging a hit there was number 52. That's Kyle Cruz. Now it's going to be another huge hit back behind the net by Griffin Linus. As that's just a big body right there.
Yeah, I love letting the refs. Love letting the refs let this go. And hey, it's physical. These are two big teams. This is the playoffs, and I think you're going to see refs swallow the whistles a little bit and let some of these big hits go.
So stoppage here with 12:41 left to go. 1-0 our score.
Yeah, Gabe, if I could paint the neutral zone one color right now, that would be Arkansas red, because right now they are getting min on the puck, and Dordt has nowhere to go with it. You see Griffin Lennis, best player on Dordt, and Hogs just surrounding him, 3-on-1, and Lennis is a special player, but 3-on-1, 4-on-1, that is tough to go against.
So Dordt won the faceoff. It was Swalve dumping it in. Now it's going to be Hershey wrapping it around over to Chapman. And it's going to be sent back over to Cruz, and Cruz will coast in on the left side. He'll stop top of the circle, tries to rip a shot there. And another whistle, this time with 12:24 left to go.
I think, yeah, puck went out of play there into the Dordt bench.
So the face-off to the right of Edmond as it's won back over to Borlis. Borlis tried to settle it down for the defenseman, but it's going to have to be backhanded into the zone there by Romero. So it's wrapped around the boards. Still held in, Romero again before Dordt finally gets it out over to Brady Espenson. Hershey got it back. He's going to get a headman pass up over to Borlis on the right side, try to saucer it into the slot. Unable to connect there with Tanner Freeman. But a great look. So walking it in is Jonah Weems. The shot on net, it looked like Haynes might have gotten a piece of it. Short side shot. But it'll end up going right over to Chapman. And then another headman pass over to Borlis on the right side. He's able to make a move around one man, threw it to the corner, chasing right after it. But winning the race there was Reishi as it was sent around. Book unable to hold the line. The defenders get it out. But it looks like winning the foot race for that puck there is going to be Kilgore. Kilgore on it, try to headman pass. However, it's going to be held in there. And another whistle with 11:22 now. So they did call it offsides.
Yeah, Gabe, I'm just watching Kilgore and number 2 on Dordt go against Alex Ispenson, both big kids. I mean, those are some of the tallest kids I've seen so far in this tournament. That's going to be a fun battle to watch. Espenson and Kilgore on number 1 defensive line, respectively, for both Dordt and Arkansas.
So with it off the face-off was Kuhn, and he was able to get it up and out. As that was intended for number 21, it's Dunewald. A shot from the point there, it looked like it was from Kilgore. Edmond will glove that one, and a whistle with 11:04.
Yeah, I should have said there, Espenson on the number 1 forward line for Dordt. But either way, right now Arkansas on their back checking. Loved watch their back check. Those forwards getting back there to help out their goalie, doing a great job, giving him a lot of puck pressure.
So a shot from the point there by Kilgore, and it looked like it might have gone out. Either way, the whistle with 10:58.
Yes.
So again, just Arkansas right out the gate, dominating the possession here. That's a defender face-off win. Walking it in was Shell. Back over to Hands. He'll aggressively play that one off the glass up over to Patterson. Kilgore got it out of the zone, but it's right to DeJager. He was pressured. That forced a pass over to defender who dumped it in, and an icing call here with 10:38. So lots of whistles and lots of action here, just almost halfway through period number 1. Again, those of you joining us, Gabe Daniel alongside Ryan Cartman. The voices of Jayhawk hockey chose to stick around and broadcast the rest of the tournament just due to both the MACHA and none of the other teams in town having a broadcast staff handy. So we just ask that you bear with us on patience with learning names, as it's going to be sent over to Dunewald as it's dumped in. Now it's going to be Kuhn shooting one, missing the net there on the rebound, and a lucky break for the defenders. However, it's held in there by Rogers. Cross to Kuhn, winds up, fires, save made by Edmond, and cleared out, and an icing on Dordt. And a little late when you saw Rogers kind of throw his hands up and he's like, hey, how come you didn't blow it yet? And then he just had to touch it up.
Yeah, right now, big for Arkansas. Dordt hasn't been able to get their legs off the ice for the past minute or so due to these past couple of icings. Big opportunity for Arkansas right here. Really putting the pressure on the defenders. See if they can get something to happen here.
So 10-11 remaining. Period number 1. 1-0, the Arkansas lead. The draw's one back over to DeJager. Borlis fell down trying to poke it loose, but either way, the defender's unable to get it out. So it's going to be a shot by Cruz from the point, almost going in as it was redirected up front. So back over to Jans at the point. Passed across, sent inside. Borlis able to center it, unable to get it off. And the defenders get it out as it's sent up over, intended for Linus, but it's going to be stripped by Cruz. And another breakout for the Razorbacks. Rogers able to get it up over to number 22. That's Connor Chapman wrapping it around the boards. And it looks like it's Jans throwing it in. Edmond punched it to the corner. The rebound picked up there by Borlis. Settled. Jans holding the line again. From the deep slot, will pass it over to Cruz. Cruz will backhand it in. And it looked like Borlis just upended DeJager on the net front battle. And Jans is just flying around that blue line, doing a really good job keeping the puck in the zone as he's going to go down low, sending it to Borlis. And then Borlis' pass is intercepted here by Griffin Linus. And Linus with a big open ice hit, and that's going to get called. And
yeah,
he knows it's on him. You could tell. And it looked like Linus kind of caught him up high.
Looks like he caught him with an elbow there, Gabe. Looks like he leveled his elbow. They're going to call interference, actually, here. I think either way was a good call, though. Looks like he definitely charged into the Dordt defender there a little bit.
Yeah, so 9:04 left to go, and it'll be a Razorback power play. So a really good chance for them to just start running away with this game as they've dominated puck control on all cylinders. So there's the face-off win back over to number 70. That's Hershey. As it's over to number 21, Dunewald, throwing back to the corner. And then Dunewald having to jump back in to force it back to the corner. As it's along the boards now. And it looks like the defenders are able to get a piece of it. They send it out. So back picking it up is going to be Hershey. Hershey across over to Romero. Back to Hershey, who finds it over to Dunewald, who then got it over to number 19. Thrown to the corner. Romero has it now. As he's getting heavily pressured. He's able to get some help, and now Hershey has it from the deep slot. Thought about shooting it, instead will pass it across. And it's intercepted by the defenders, and they will clear it down. So a good start to the penalty kill for Dordt. It's just about halfway over.
Yeah, Gabe, you're right. Good start to the penalty kill for Dordt. Really pinning the pucks against the boards, trying to waste as much clock as they can. And really good job staying conservative and staying in their positions, not biting on any Arkansas plays here. Now Arkansas takes an icing.
Yeah, it looked like there was just a headman pass, a little too ahead of Trevor Borlis. Again, wishing him a happy birthday along with Ethan Rogers. As what's a better way to celebrate your birthday with some playoff hockey?
Some playoff hockey. That's the extra emphasis. This is the playoffs game. Come on.
So 7:53 left to go. 1-0 still our score. The face-off win here. Back over to Hershey. Left it for Cruz. And Cruz will walk it up. Got it over to Chapman. Chapman swinging in on the left side. He's going to try to drop it back to Borlis. Borlis left it for Cruz, and Cruz will look for an open lane. He's going to make a toe drag move before walking in, try to shot. Looked like it went into the netting. And another whistle here with 7:33 left to go.
Yeah, Dordt right now doing a really good job of keeping guys off of Edmond, out in front of Edmond. Dordt really keeping Arkansas guys away, keeping it clear for Edmond to see shots coming in on him.
Yeah, so that face-off sent back over to Rogers. Rogers to Cruz. That pass was interrupted, and it's going to be back over to Rogers. Rogers walking it in the deep slot, sends it to Cruz at the point. Shot. Edmond made the save. Puck was loose, but Dordt got it out. And it'll come all the way back, and it'll be picked up by Rogers. So Rogers from around his own net. Cross-ice pass to Chapman. Left it for Kuhn. Kuhn walks in. Shoot. Save made by Edmond. Thrown to the corner, and along the boards another battle. So it's going to be walked up, and it looked like that was actually Carroll's with it before DeJager throws it in on net from the neutral zone. Played aside by Haynes, and it'll be Cruz once more for the Razorbacks. He'll choose to dump it in. It's going to be picked up by Kuhn in the corner. Kuhn trying to drop it back towards the hash marks. It's around the net now. Kuhn playing it back, racing after it's number 36. It's Carricker. It's just a lot of battles along the boards and just some really gritty play from both these two teams. As it was a wrister from Rogers at the blue line, thrown back behind the net now. Carrolled around. Now drop back the other way, intended for, I believe that was number 16 on the Razorbacks. And another icing on the defenders. This one coming with 5:59 left to go. So first period, that's really gone by real quick. However, Arkansas just looking to keep control of the pace.
Yeah, it has gone by real quick, Gabe. Dordt, though, I like the energy they're playing with. They are going after pucks in their own D zone. The only goal they gave up right off a faceoff. That's a tough job for a goalie to do, as there's a lot of guys obviously right in front of you in a faceoff. Edmond easily could have been screened there, but overall, Dordt, love the energy, love the passion, love the fight they're playing with.
Yeah, it's going to be played across by Linus now, held into the zone by Swalve. A shot didn't sound like it hit the net there. However, it's going to be wrapped around, held in there by Carrolls. But the Razorbacks get it out as it's over to number 19. As it's going to be Linus with it. Linus, deep slot, makes a fancy toe drag move, just looking for someone to pass it to. It's thrown in the corner, but it was interrupted there, so Kilgore's going to pick it up. Kilgore able to get it away, but Linus shoots and he scores! And we are tied at 1. And I believe that is 50 points on the year for Griffin Linus.
Gabe, you're right. That is going to be point number 50 on the year for Griffin Linus. 27th goal of the season as well. What a snipe there by Linus. Over the glove side of Arkansas's goal. He almost blew his water bottle off the top of the net there. I mean, is Linus fun to watch play or what? You don't knock him off the puck. He will knock you off of him when he has possession of the puck.
Yeah.
We saw that earlier when he took that penalty. You cannot knock Griffin Linus off the puck. He is a hard player, tough player, and we got a brand new hockey game with just over 5 minutes to go in the first period.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I think Griffin Linus is, I want to say, 2 points away from taking the lead for the leader in points for this MACHA Silver Central Conference. I know Tyler Nelson had a hat trick in the game right before this, so that put him at 51 points on the year. So Griffin Linus at 50. One more ties it for the lead, and then, of course, 2 more points helps him regain that lead.
And 2 more goals as well, too.
Yeah, so 1-1 our score now. Just about 5 minutes left to go here in the first period. As it was wrapped around. As it's going to be that is number 70, Hershey with it. Now back over to number 21. And then backhanded out of the zone by the defender. So racing back after, it's going to be Romero. Romero on it. Off the boards, got it over to Hershey. Now Hershey pressure to the corner there by number 2, Alex Espenson. And it's going to be passed back over to Hershey. Hershey across, able to get it out of the zone. And it's going to be number 22 with it as he walks it in. As that was Chapman. The Razorbacks have it in the left corner. Hershey forcing it back in. And it's going to be Zach Espenson sending it around. So the headman pass intended for Wilmus, but it's sent back the other way as it's going to be walked in by Romero. Shooting and a save made by Edmond, and he'll hang on for a stoppage with 3:57 left to go.
Gabe, I was looking to see if Arkansas will get maybe a little rattled by that goal given up on Griffin Linus, but watching it right now, Dordt had the puck in offensive zone about for 10 seconds after that goal or so, but Arkansas just keep pounding and grinding away, and that's pretty much what their goal is on Edmond right now. Just take shots any way you can, look for a rebound.
Yeah, so it's played in the corner, wrapped around, and the Razorbacks holding it in. A shot from the point there by Chapman, sent loose in the crease, and the defender's able to strip it away, and here comes Zach Espenson down. Up on the left wing, has the puck on his backhand, tries to throw a shot on net, kicked away there by Haynes off the rebound, and somehow that stays out as Borlis will pick it up behind the net now, and Borlis able to slow it down a little bit, throwing it to the other corner, but it's going to be forced back in by Swalve. Now Cruz trying to safely get it over to Jans, but he was heavily pressured there. Cruz still with it. And finally, he's able to get it over to Borlis. And Borlis on the right side will pass it over to Chapman. That's deflected out of play and brings us a stoppage with 3:08 left to go. So, man, the energy really starting to pick up as this is an exciting game through the first 17.
Yeah, Gabe, let's look end to end here. We first start on Graham Edmonds of Dordt. Risky decision by him there to dive back behind his net, try to grab that puck. Probably would have been better just to stay off and try to hug the post, see what happened. On the Arkansas end really quick before we get back to play. Great play by Arkansas's Demon, actually. Haynes couldn't really get to the puck. It was a little more in front of him. Great sticks there by Arkansas to get that puck out of there in the danger zone.
So Jans from behind his own net will wrap it around over to Rogers. Rogers off the glass, able to get it out of the zone, and a bouncing puck goes up into Razorback territory as they've had it there a lot here so far in this first period. As shaking off the puck there was number 22, that was Brady Espenson, before it's quickly taken back there by Weems. Weems played it to the corner. He's met there by Rogers. Rogers able to kick the puck loose, and it's wrapped around, but held in there by Raish. And sent back the other way. So Weems now able to get it to Van Berkel. Van Berkel to the point, shot through traffic, hit a man up front, backhand shot. Unable to find the net, and Raish cranking it around the far corner to Espenson, who finds it to Benson. And it'll be Jans once more getting it out. Over to number 36, that's Carricker. He was able to bank it out. And that allows a change for the Razorbacks as it's dumped in. So Book picks it up. Again from behind his own net as it's settled up over to Patterson now. Patterson on the right side. Stops in the corner, tries to get around one defenseman, but it's going to be along the boards. And now Zach Espenson had it, stripped away. And now bringing it down on the left, well, rather right side, swinging to center. It's going to be Wilmus. Wilmus shoots, save made by Haynes. And a whistle with 1:16 left to go.
Yeah, that was Wilms right there for Dordt coming down. But he had Alex Espenson with him, but it looks like Espenson right here, right around the near side face-off dot, almost blew a tire a little bit, stumbled, so Wilms had to take it in himself. Could have had Espenson, but blew a little tire there.
So right off the draw, Alex Espenson passing it to the point, a wraparound opportunity, kicked away there by Haynes. And then it's going to be passed out over to, I think that was Verbal, who brought it into the zone. As it's Patterson with it now. He's roughed up along the boards, so that'll force a pass around, but it's going to be picked up by Alex Espenson for Dordt, thrown in, and then quickly taken away there by Wilmus, and then wrapped around. So Swalv stripped of the puck there as it's going to be number 19 with it. Shot blocked up front, about 35 seconds left to go here, period number 1. And now the defenders will bring it down. Thrown it into the corner, racing after it was Carroll's, but he's going to be met there by Romero. The two will collide in the corner, and everyone's going to get involved trying to free up the puck.
We have failed to make any progress right now, Gabe, with 12 seconds going.
So you see number 5, Ryler Shell, fly in, trying to fight it loose. Shell gets knocked down. Shell turning around, giving a shove back over to Freeman. It looks like the Razorbacks come up with it, but that's going to be all we have for period number 1. It'll be a 1-1 tie. 15 minutes separate us from the first and the second, so we'll take the break with them. Again, Gabe Daniel alongside Ryan Cartman. It's an exciting one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 15 minutes for period number 2 of the second game of the MACHA Conference Tournament here in Chesterfield, Missouri. All right, welcome back for period number 2 between Arkansas and Dordt. If this period is going to be anything like the first, just know we're in for a fun one where Arkansas really dominated puck control, and then Dordt matched up with the physicality, and man, it's just been really fun. And that's one of the great things about this tournament is you just see how much talent there is here in St. Louis this weekend.
Yeah, Gabe, you're totally right. Hit the nail on the hammer, or hit the hammer on the nail, I should say. Yeah, it gives you all the tournament here. Get the D1 tournaments, the D2 tournaments here as well, and it's just been a lot of fun and a lot of great hockey to watch.
So right off the draw, it's going to be the defenders with it, knocked into the zone, but it's going to be Haynes playing it over to Jantz, and it's going to be banked across the other side, and it'll come all the way back. And an icing call here with 19:45 left to go. And we were able to switch the camera to the other side during intermission, so those watching the comments just don't think anything of it. Chase is the assistant coach for Kansas and was just giving us a hard time, so I had to bark back at him just a little bit.
Back, yeah.
But either way, the faceoff won. And a quick shot right away, and then Haynes laying on top, and
here we
somehow
go.
that doesn't go in, and the extracurriculars happening a little bit as they got a little close to Haynes, and Arkansas didn't like that.
Yeah, Alex Spinson, one of the enforcers on this team from when the Kansas Jayhawks played them way back in September. But yeah, Spinson going to be up there in front of the net, going to be trying to cause as much havoc as possible for these Dordt defenders. One thing about Dordt, I was saying, those last couple minutes of the first period, felt like they had their best passing of the first period. So I hope to see if they'll carry that momentum around and get some better passing.
So another shot on net, gloved aside by Haynes, and a whistle. Again, 2 more games on the slate after this one, as it'll be Northwestern taking on Maryville after this game. And then tonight around 8, it'll be Mizzou taking on UNO. Tied at 1 here. The defenders dump it back in. It'll be picked up by Rogers back behind the net, wrapped around, intended for Chapman, trying to find Cruz with the headman pass. Sent back to the other side. It's going to be banked off, and then Borlis was just right there as he had to get back on side. As it's Borlis interrupting that play, he's able to backhand that one around the boards. It'll be picked up there by Benson, and then Benson lofts that one in the air. It's gloved down there by Hershey, and then Jantz there to pick it up in the corner. Jantz wrapping around the Arkansas net, turn it over, and the defenders have it. As it was off the glass, Linus unable to keep it in, and the Razorbacks able to get it away. As it's Chapman off the boards, tries to send it in. Borlis was chasing after it, but it's sent back the other way. So a lot of back and forth action, just about a minute and a half into this second period as it's thrown in. Goes right to Haynes, and he'll hang on with 18:28 left to go.
I'll say throughout this game, one thing that gives big credit to both goalies is their ability to not give up too many rebounds. Haynes almost gave a rebound there, but got it right back. But overall, both goalies staying strong and not giving up too many rebounds and then holding on to that puck.
So off the face-off, it's Romero wrapping it around over to, I think that was number 3, Cade Vinnick, as it's sent in. Number 19 tries a shot. Edmond finds it with the glove, and at 18:15 brings us our stoppage here.
Lots of Arkansas players right now almost looking up to the heavens saying, what can we do to score right now on Edmond? They had that one goal, of course, earlier in the first period off that face-off. Have a lot of good looks on him, but nothing able to go through. Graham Edmond standing strong here so far in the second period.
So the face-off won by the Razorbacks. Pass intended for Romero, but he's going to be pressured there by Weems, so that forces an uncomfortable play back. Right to the possession of the defenders as Benson cross-ice pass over to Raish, and it's sent in. The Razorbacks take it away as it was over to Vinnick. Vinnick backhanding that one around the boards. Racing to the corner now is number 19 as he'll pick it up right around the hash marks. Deflected pass back behind the net. Patterson was on it, but it's going to be Benson picking it up in the corner. The headman pass intended for Weems, but it looks like it'll go a little too far, and another icing called, this time with 17:41 left to go.
I feel like that's one problem that both of these teams had in the first period game, just icing the puck, especially Dordt in the middle of that first period. It caused them to get a lot of tired legs out on the ice, excuse me. See if Dordt can try to limit that here. Obviously, just had an icing right there.
So this face-off won by Dordt as they're able to take it away right behind the net as it's going to be banked off the glass and out, but settling that puck was number 10, Tyler Book. Wrapped around the boards, now the Razorbacks have it. Cross-ice pass intercepted there by Espenson, but it's going to be skated in there by Verbal. Verbal on the backhand trying to pass it, and he scores! Thomas Verbal makes it 2-1 Razorbacks.
Yeah, nice goal there for Arkansas. Verbal, did that deflect off a Dordt player, I think? I think it did deflect off the skate of a Dordt player. Not much Edmond can do with that one, but that play really started back in the neutral zone, getting a turnover, getting possession of the puck for the Hogs. And here we go, 2-1, Hogs up, momentum on Arkansas side.
So Verbal again throws it right on net. Edmond able to hang on. And a stoppage here with 17:06 left to go. And the Razorbacks are on fire right now. So Linus won the draw back over to Swalve. Swalve played it off the glass, and the Razorbacks redirected in as that one just gets cranked right into the Arkansas bench. 16:59 left to go.
Yeah, it feels like Dordt's playing with their backs against the wall right now just in these last couple minutes, especially with giving up that previous goal. Arkansas, really great job passing the puck around, able to find a lot of open lanes.
So Motor won the draw, back over to Rogers. Rogers trying to send it through traffic, hits Swalve up front, and he'll try to bank it out. A great job there by Rogers holding the line. The Razorbacks wrap it around, and right on that puck will be number 36, as that was sent around. So now Zach Espenson skating it up on the right side for the defenders, cuts towards center, and it'll swing over to the left. As it's wrapped around the boards, Linus with it now. He's going to walk it under the goal line. Linus trying to pass it up front, sent to the corner once again, and the Razorbacks trying to get it out as it's Rogers wrapping it around. Then the headman pass finds its way up over to Dunewald as it's Kuhn shooting, missing the net there. Thrown to the corner now, picked up by Linus. Linus almost barreled right through Dunewald, but either way, sent out. The Razorbacks with it again as it's Jans. Over to Kuhn, shooting, missing the net once more. Unable to hold the line was Dunewald as it comes all the way back, and racing after it is Hershey. So Hershey playing it over. It's going to be banked off the glass, intended for Cruz, and he's going to catch up to it. Cruz waiting, trying to find it over to Kuhn, and it's going to be intercepted there by Linus. So Linus, pressured by Cruz, still with it. He's going to coast his way in before he's poked off the puck. Now Cruz lost control of the puck, trying to drop it back over to Chapman as it was Romero trying to force it in. However, Dordt gets it back as it's Van Berkel dropping it back over to Weems. And that's sent to the corner as Lorenz will have it. Lorenz pressured off by Romero, and it's going to be the Razorbacks skating it down now. Chapman dropping it. Cruz on the backhand, stripped of the puck there by Zach Espenson, and Van Berkel off the boards. However, Chapman was right there, and Cruz laying a hit there on Zach Espenson. And a bank pass off the boards finds its way over to Andrew Benson, and the defenders get it out. Tipped into the corner, racing after it was Hershey. Hershey pressured off the puck as he has it in the corner, trying to walk it up to the point. Zach Espenson, the drive blocked up front by Romero. It's loose and passed around. So Borlitz getting knocked down there as he had the puck. The Razorbacks still able to skate it out. Pass intended for Chapman finds its way over to Zach Espenson. He was able to get it up over to Brady Espenson, who tipped it into the zone, but Romero got it right back out. And it's going to be DeJager. As he skated it to the corner, tried dropping it back, and now the Razorbacks able to get it out. Swalve gets it back for the defenders, and the Razorbacks force it in. As it's dumped all the way back down. Hershey on it, left it for Patterson. Now Patterson had to move to his back end before he stripped to the puck there. Haynes making the save as it's wrapped around. Now Brady Espenson with it, waiting, shoots, blocked up front, and is poked out of the zone there by Gifford. And sent back in. Haynes will settle it for number 11. Again, that's Romero. As the puck was tossed up, a lot of back and forth action here. Held in by Benson, tries to find someone to tip that one on net. Either way, the Razorbacks finally skated out, and it's going to be Romero carrying it in. Past the blue line, shooting, save made by Edmond. Couldn't control the rebound as it's loose. In the corner, it'll be picked up by Bedwell. Then Swalve the headman pass intended for Shell, and it comes all the way back for an icing with 12:40 left to go.
All you can do is take a breath there, Gabe. Out a few minutes of just some hard hockey, and hey, that's hockey right there. I've been watching Andrew Benson here, defenseman for the Dordt defenders, this past couple of shifts, assistant captain for these defenders as well. And man, he really gets into shooting lanes. He'll get into passing lanes as well. He's not afraid to lay his body out there for his goalie, Graham Edmond. If you're Graham Edmond, you love seeing that out of one of your defensemen.
As it's going to be Carricker with it, got it over to Motor. Motor trying to center that one, lost control of the puck as it's going to be Linus now, making a move around one man, but looked like Verbal got in the way of that one. So the Razorbacks able to get it out of the zone as it's going to come all the way back. Edmond will settle it, left it for Benson, and Benson will backhand it the other way for Zach Espenson. Verbal on it. Now Espenson around over to Benson. Benson, the headman pass, connected with Bart for a second, but it's forced back the other way. So thrown around the boards here. It's going to be picked up behind the net there by the Razorbacks. Verbal, the headman pass, goes a little too far, and an icing on Arkansas with 11:46 left.
Yeah, when I watch Griffin Linus play, it's almost like watching like the size of a big defenseman, a big enforcer, but play with such speed and such grace almost. He doesn't look like the most athletic skater, athletic person, but he really plays like it though. It's just incredible to watch him. Again, guys don't get him off the puck. He'll push guys around.
So again, Edmond coming out to play it. He'll get the headman pass up over to Zach Espenson, and he's going to swing down on the right side. Espenson thought about shooting it, and it looked like Kilgore kind of stopped him from doing that. Either way, it's going to be a wraparound shot. Haynes standing tall there, kicking that one aside. And Haynes able to reach out, grab that puck, and a whistle with 11:24 left to go. Yeah,
I was going to bring up Haynes there, Gabe. Really doing really great job sticking to his post there. Dordt finally looks like starting to get in a little bit of a groove, getting pressure in and behind Haynes' net. But Haynes, again, standing strong, hugging his post really well, and doing what Arkansas needs him to do right now.
So this face-off controlled by the Razorbacks from behind their own net. It's going to be cross-ice pass connected to Kuhn. Kuhn on the right wing trying to saucer it over to, I believe that's number 48, Tanner Freeman. And Freeman's going to get pressured along the boards. So Kuhn trying to center that one. It's going to be picked up there by Weems, redirected around. And now Van Berkel will have it. Van Berkel knocked off the puck. It's going to be held in by Janssen, a cross-ice pass. And Dunewall trying to lay a hit there. And the two are going to hang on to each other. And obviously Dunewall not happy. He had his glove thrown out of play. And now the referee giving him a warning.
Yeah, Andrew Benson there working on Dunewall. And Benson just took his glove and threw it in the Arkansas bench. I would imagine that would have to be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe delay of game. I don't know. I haven't seen that before. I'll be honest. Reminds me of when Marco Wilson of Florida in college football threw an LSU player through 20 yards down the field. Of course, an SEC team here in Arkansas, they probably remember that moment. But yeah, never seen that happen before in hockey.
So this draw controlled by the Razorbacks, quickly thrown into the zone by Rogers. It'll be picked up there by Zach Espenson, wrapped around Borlis in the corner, centering it. Shot by Cruz and a save by Edmond. That was a great look by Borlis, seeing Cruz just coasting into the slot. Cruz had a great look, but Edmond had the even better save right there.
Yeah.
This draw is controlled by Dordt. Zach Espenson trying to get it out. Rogers unable to hold the line, but he's able to force the puck back in around the boards as it'll be picked up there by Chapman. Now back to Cruz. Cruz getting roughed around in the corner. It's going to be Chapman with it. Chapman waiting, trying to find a pass over to Rogers. Rogers finds it to Borlis. Borlis getting roughed around. He's able to drop back to Cruz. Shot, save made by Edmond. And Chapman will redirect it to Borlis. Borlis trying to jam it in on the short side. He's going to pick up the loose puck back behind the net, backhanded it to the slot, but it's going to be interrupted there by Carrolls and sent out. Now saucered over to Borlis. He's going to leave it for Cruz. Cruz dragging it in. He's going to wait, curl around in the corner before trying to play it off the glass to get it back to the point. And a great battle there as he got it to Borlis. Borlis trying to make a nice move there, but it's thrown to the other corner and picked up there by Linus. Linus just dodging and weaving his way through as he carries it down the ice on the left side before throwing it to the corner under the goal line. Try to backhand pass, held in by Swall, poked off the puck last minute, and it's into the corner where it'll finally go to Haynes for a whistle.
Dordt doing a really good job gaming their defensive zone, staying in the middle of the ice, making sure that there's no Razorbacks left open in the middle of the ice. That's the last thing you want to see as a goalie, and no matter what. So Dordt doing a really good job, staying in their positions, doing what they do best, which is just play some good defense.
So about 9 minutes left to go here in this second period. The headman pass intended for number 19, just sent back behind the net, but it's passed up to Patterson. A shot kicked away by Edmond, held in there by Hershey, but it's going to be backhanded out of the zone by Alex Espenson. Comes all the way back, no icing. Either way, it's Romero trying to backhand it out. Alex Espenson holding the line as it's thrown back into the corner. Romero getting roughed there, but he's able to help lead the breakout as it's stretched around, but the pass a little too far ahead, so another icing call, this one coming with 8:40 left.
Yeah, fun back and forth physical match right here in the second period. Both goalies going at it here and doing a great job, both of them. Obviously, Edmond giving up one more goal than Haynes has, but overall, great job by these goalies. Really great lateral movement out of both of them.
So it's played around. The pass connects with number 3 as he's just going to walk it in. Now Patterson try to drag it around as it's finally taken away by Wildeboer in the corner. Romero able to poke it free over to number 19. He'll try to shoot that one through traffic as it's going to be sent around. So Patterson getting knocked off the puck. Alex Espenson able to bank it out, and it's sent back in. The Razorbacks have to get back on side. They'll choose to get a change going. Vinnick wasn't sure if he was on or not, so either way, an offsides call with 8:01 left to go. 2-1 still our score thanks to the goal from Thomas Verbal. As it's sent back around, thrown the other way. Now around, picked up by Carricker. As it was held in there by Zach Espenson. Cross ice pass connects to Weems. He's going to try to go further into the corner. It's going to be a battle along the boards. And again, that physicality really starting to ramp up here as they're trying to fight for a loose puck. And a cross check going to be called here on the Razorbacks. And a power play for Dordt. on its way with 7:21 left to go.
Yeah, if there's any time for a power play now for the defenders, this is it. Getting really good offensive pressure in Arkansas zone, and one less man now for the Hogs makes it a little easier.
Yeah, so Tyler Book will head off for a cross check. And a defender power play.
Yeah, Tyler Book leads this Arkansas team with 76 penalty minutes this year, first in all of MACHA South, and goes to show there, just not the best penalty to take.
So the shot by Linus from the point going high and wide. It'll be passed across over to Linus once more in the deep slot, and he'll find it across over to Carrolls. Back to Linus. Wrister through traffic, hit a man up front, so Carroll's on the short side from an odd angle, and it'll go back behind the net where Rogers will just backhand it, clear but not out, as Linus was able to grab it out of the air and knock it down, and then Rogers finally able to clear it all the way back, and Edmond will backhand it over to Griffin Linus. As Linus will walk it up, he'll get it across over to Shell. Trying to drop it back, and the Razorbacks will control it and throw it back down, and that's just about half the power play already gone for the defenders. So Linus from behind his own net will get a cross-ice saucer pass going over to Bart, and it's going to be taken away there. Chapman moving in, dropped it back. Cruz, backhand shot, and on the doorstep, no one was there. So a very lucky break for the Dordt defenders, as Arkansas providing some great pressure here on this penalty kill. As the puck goes out of play, 6:01 left to go in the middle frame, and about 41 seconds left on the penalty, handed out over to Book.
Yeah, Gabe, both teams' penalty kills. Dordt's in the first period, and Arkansas has now been really solid. You know, it was just Chapman intercepting that pass right at the blue line, wasn't offsides, and great pressure by these Razorbacks on the Dordt defenders.
So now it's going to be Zach Espenson making a jumping move there, as it's a shot on net and a save by Haynes. And then off the draw, the defenders have it. Zach Espenson boggled the puck right at the blue line, so we'll have to regroup a little bit before crossing it over to Brady Espenson, who got it up over to Wilmus. As it's wrapped around the boards, it's going to be Van Berkel holding it in. Van Berkel dropped it back to Zach Espenson, poked away there. And it's going to be a foot race for the puck as it's Verbal again. Verbal trying to walk in. He'll button hook around at the bottom of the circle, trying to find Motor on the back door. And now it's going to be Lorenz leading the charge here for the defenders as it's dropped back over to Wilmus. A shot missing the net there. And around over to Espenson. Now Wilmus with it under the goal line, trying to drop it back. And it's going to be the Razorbacks with it. They're able to get it out of the zone. No icing as it was tipped. And it's going to be picked up by Benson. So Benson's going to curl around his own net. Met there by Kuhn. That'll get the puck up over to number 48. That's going to be Tanner Freeman. And it comes up into the air. Glove down by Raish and wrapped around. So back on the puck now for the Razorbacks is going to be Yantz to Dunewald. Dunewald curls back around, looking for the open pass, gets it over to Kuhn. Kuhn getting it up over to Freeman. Now Freeman waiting, shooting, saved by Edmond, and a whistle here with 4:23 left to go.
Good idea there by Freeman, try to get something on net, maybe get a rebound. Probably not as hard of a shot as he would have liked. Easy glove save for Edmond. No, not really much chance of giving up a rebound there.
So the face-off will take place to the left of Graham Edmond. And this face-off won by the defenders. However, the Razorbacks providing great pressure. Couldn't hold the line, though, as it's going to be Weems skating it down. Weems trying to backhand pass on the back door. Shooting save made by Haynes. As it's lofted up into the air, knocked down by Swall. Racing after the puck is going to be Kuhn. First one there. As he tried to wrap it around the boards, but it got deflected. Grazed through the slot, and it'll be through the neutral zone where Rogers and Cruz will look to get it going the other way. as it's Rogers trying to find Kuhn with the headman pass. Got it to Cruz. He'll back into the zone. Zach Espenson try to get it out, but Cruz held it in. Cruz shoots. Glove saved by Edmond. And a whistle with 3:36 left to go in period number 2.
Graham hasn't been getting the ability to show off the glove there. They haven't shot too much on his glove side. It has the Razorbacks more down low, trying to go 5-hole closer to his leg pads. But yeah, great one by Edmond. I want to say, when these guys clear the puck out, we got a really low-hanging roof here in Maryville. And I wonder what the rule is if that puck hits one of those railings. I have no idea. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, Gabe, but no idea.
As it's Wilmot skating it down up on the left side. And a big hit there in the corner by Kilgore. That's going to free the puck up over to Cruz. And then it's going to be a battle again. Now Dordt coming out with it. They're going to try to drop it back over to Benson, throwing one, unable to find the net. It's going to be Cruz trying to get it out of the zone. Instead, he'll retreat it back to a defenseman over to Book. And Book couldn't get it out, so it's going to be held in there by Brady Espenson. As the Razorbacks use Borlis along the boards now. The zone control starting to favor Dordt a little bit. Now Cruz with it. Cruz on the left side, cross over to Chapman. Chapman throws it around the boards. And it's going to be Borlis and Benson going at it for the puck, but he's able to get a pass off over to Brady Espenson, who finds it over to Linus. So now the defenders have it. Linus dragging his way in. Cross-ice pass over to Carroll's. And it's going to be wrapped around. So Chapman with it again, pressured along the boards. Unable to get it out as Linus tried a shot there. Linus with it again. Held in by Swalv. Swalv threw it back in. It'll go behind the net under the goal line, pass up to Benson, and he'll wrap it the other way. As it's going to find its way over to Chapman. Saucered up over to Borlis, just a little ahead of him. Borlis got it back, circling around, trying to find it over to Hershey, and it goes to the corner where it'll be Alex Espenson trying to get it out. Now Patterson holding the line over to Borlis up front, wraparound shot. Turned aside there by Edmond, and it's going to be number 19 going to work. Now Patterson able to fight that puck away. Try to find number 19 in the corner, but it's going to find its way back over to Benson. Number 19 got it back up front to number 42 and turned aside as just about a minute 30 left to go. So Linus got upended there. Razorbacks held the line before Dordt got it right back out. As it's going to be back over to Zach Espenson. Sent in. Shot there by Carrolls. Turned aside. As it'll bank out and go right to the tape of Zach Espenson once more. As it's dumped into the corner. Picked up by Romero. Romero walking it up. Saucer pass. And it'll find its way over to Patterson. Patterson shoots one. Save made by Edmond. And a whistle with 53 seconds to go.
Gifford there took a little extra chop there. Edmond went over to the ref, said, hey, didn't mean to do that, just trying to play for the puck. And nothing more went out of that, even though I thought something more came out of that. You don't want to go at the goalie's glove when he's got it under control.
So Motor tied up off the faceoff that allows Raish to go in and free up that puck as it's back around over to Espenson. Bank pass held in by Rogers. Rogers still with it. Tries to pass it to the slot to Motor, but it's broken up there, and it'll be Shell getting it out. Now back the other way was Verbal. Redirected in, and the Razorbacks have it. Less than 30 seconds to go here in the period. Yance got held on to a little bit. No call there as it's dumped in. Picked up there by Espenson. Crossover to Raish. The headman to Linus. Now Linus poked off the puck. Verbal will try to get a stick on it, but a shot there, missing the net. Thrown around, and it'll be sent out of the zone. Swalv on it. Crossover to Raish, and that'll do it for period number 2. The Razorbacks will head off with a 2-1 lead. We'll be back in just about 15 minutes for the third and final period of play of the second game of the MACHA Conference Playoffs here inside the Maryville Hockey Center in Chesterfield, Missouri. Hello and welcome back for period number 3, and it should be a very exciting one, as it's been a game that's just neck and neck between Arkansas and Dordt. 2-1 our score. Period number 3 starts right now as the faceoff is won by the defenders once more. Cross over to Zach Espenson trying to find a headman pass. And it's going to be interrupted there by Rogers, who just wristed it into the zone. Racing right after, it's Dunewald, who tried a little backhand pass there. Got it to Kuhn, trying to find Freeman on the back door, and a stoppage with 19:44 left to go.
Well, Gabe, for Dordt right now, I think it's really all about their back checking. Arkansas has been getting a lot of pressure on them. I think they'll do a really great job back checking. Get those Arkansas forwards off the puck and get some possession on for your side. Get going another way on a nice forecheck.
So it's wrapped around, and the Razorbacks sending it back in. As it'll be dumped down, and it's going to be an icing call here with 19:22 left to go.
Yeah, Gabe, on the other side for the Hogs, I think it's how well can you manage the neutral zone. You did it really well in the first period. It kind of faltered off a little bit in that second period, but it was still Arkansas for probably majority of that second period. For the third period, it's how well, though, can you manage that neutral zone? Can you create turnovers? Can you get in on a nice forecheck? We'll see how Arkansas manages that here with just over 19 minutes to go in the third period.
So it's going to be wrapped around the other way. It's going to be held in there as it'll be over to Rogers. Cross over to Yantz. Back over to Rogers. Up over to Borlis as it's going to be banked in over to Cruz. Cruz walking, shooting. Save made by Graham Edmond. Holding the line once more was Rogers. He took a tumble there. As it's going to be coughed up, and walking it in is going to be number 5. A shot by Shell and a save made by Haynes. And one way to show thanks and appreciation for us Kansas broadcasters is clicking the link I put in the chat that gives back towards the KU Hockey Club, and that money can go towards anything from helping out the club to anything to help improve our live streams so that we can keep doing this for years to come. As it's wrapped around, the Hogs trying to hold the line, copped up in the neutral zone, and back behind the net it goes. Number 19 on it, trying to wrap it around. Patterson, a great job there. And holding the line there was Hershey, a shot from the point, and Edmond standing tall once more.
Edmond standing tall once more. Edmond securing the rebound once more too as well, Gabe. Edmond doing a really great job. Might give up the rebound right there, but he only keeps it right in front of him. Easily able to put his glove over it and hold it. Not much Arkansas can do when you got a goalie really good at securing the rebounds.
So 18-14 left to go. The puck finds its way over to Romero, trying to send it back the other way. And Dordt just doing a really good job, not really wanting to go anywhere, even though they're getting just dominated in that shot column as well. Because after 2 periods, it's 29-18 in favor of Arkansas. Either way, walking it in, and the big hits are starting to come from Dordt. As it's Romero, the headman pass, gets it up over to Verbal. Verbal trying to backhand it the other way, and a penalty called on Arkansas. And the Razorback fans here behind Haynes not happy at all about that one. And tripping will be the call. So number 43, Thomas Verbal, heads off. 2 minutes for tripping, and the defenders back on the power play and a chance to tie up the game at 2.
Well, Gabe, you may ask, who is the best defender on the power play in terms of goals? Well, of course, it's Griffin Lennis. Look for him on the power play here. He's so much fun to watch.
So the defenders with it at the point, as it's Carroll's cross ice to Lennis, missing the net there, and Weems keeping control. So Weems able to spin off of Patterson. Backhand pass goes right over to Gifford, and he's able to chip that out of the zone, and it comes all the way back. And with 17-13 left to go, here come the defenders as it's Griffin Linus. He's going to turn on the jet, swinging to the right side. He just barrels through Tyler Book as he walked in. Lost the puck, though, as it's dumped all the way back. Edmond tried to clear it out. He did. Almost an ill-advised play there. But it's going to be Shell walking in. Lost his footing. He's going to get pinned to the boards, and the puck's going to find its way out. And it's going to be a line change here for the Razorbacks, as it was Alex Espenson passing it up over to Carrolls. Now Carrolls stops just above the circle, tries a shot blocked up front, and it's going to go right over to Rogers, who will crank it down. And man, this Arkansas penalty kill is here to play today.
Both penalty kills for that matter, Gabe.
As it's Linus, he's going to walk it up through neutral ice. Poked off the puck there, and it's sent out by Cruz, and racing back afterward is going to be Brady Espenson. As it's picked up, Espenson walking in, tries to make a move around one man, got knocked off the puck by Cruz. Cruz will drop it back over to Rogers. Calling for it was Jans. Jans has it, and he's going to redirect it around over to Rogers, who will send it out of the zone, getting it up over to Cruz, and Cruz will just dump it in and killing more time. So a great job there by Chapman. He's the one high guy up there providing that pressure, forcing Dordt to play a little conservative as the Razorbacks are back to full strength. As it was a headman pass up over to Kuhn. Kuhn and an offside call.
Yeah, really fortunate that offside call came for Dordt there, because, man, were they about Arkansas about to get a 2-on-1, at least an odd man rush there in some form or some capacity. And that's the last thing Dordt needed, coming off a ugly power play where, again, Arkansas just dominated the neutral zone, dominated their top half of their zone. Haynes didn't really have to see too many tough shots either. Overall, a great job again by Arkansas on their penalty kill.
So the defenders have it, as it was Raish using the boards to send it out. Goes right back over to Hershey, and he's going to have it. About 15-20 left to go. 2-1 still our scores. It's sent up over to Freeman, fanning on the shot there, and it's sent out of the zone by Shell, and Hershey will dump it in while the Razorbacks get back on side. It was gloved by Edmond, played across over for Carrolls as he tries to walk it up. Now it's going to be a battle along the corner boards here. Kuhn trying to poke it loose for the Razorbacks, but it's taken there by Wilms as it's redirected around. Held in there by Romero. Forced back out and then thrown to the corner, as it looks like it was Chapman on it. Sent out of the zone, back over to Hershey, and it's going to be banked off over to Cruz. Cruz banks it in, racing after it is going to be number 14 for the Razorbacks. As it's sent out, Borlis picks up the puck at the neutral zone, and a stoppage here.
That game overall, first 5 minutes of period can tell you a lot. And it's that, Arkansas's legs are not tired at all. Arkansas is just a faster team out of the boards in this period, as it's going to be a Dordt power play. Another big opportunity for Dordt here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they caught them for too many men, because it was the linesman that caught it. Either way, it's going to be backhanded out by Patterson and sent in, and Edmond will play it. So Edmond lifting that puck up into the air as the defenders try to walk it in, as it's Linus just curling around. Can't get that puck away from him, as it's passed across over to Alex Espenson, finding it over to Shell. Shell hit off the puck there. Weems trying to send it out. And the Razorbacks struggling to get it out as it's dropped back over to Weems. Weems in the slot over to Shell. Shooting save made by Haynes. It's loose in the crease, and somehow that doesn't go in, and the net knocked off, and a penalty called.
It's going to be on Kilgore, Gabe. I saw him. He took that net right off. I pointed out as hard as I could have, and it's either on Kilgore or Book. It might be on Book, actually. Either way, I saw somebody in there just pushed it off his bearings, and it looks like it is going to be on Book. So second penalty of the game. Again, leading a penalty minute getter in MACHA South, and Oh boy, a big opportunity for Dordt to tie this game up with just over 13:30 left to go in this third period.
Yeah, so 13:43 left to go. It'll be a 5-on-3 power play for the Dordt defenders for the next minute, 21 seconds, so enough time to do some damage. As the defenders do win the draw back over to Linus. He's going to get a cross-ice pass over to Carrolls, back to Linus. Carrolls once more, shoots, save made by Haynes. Wasn't sure where the puck was at, so Dordt will still have it. Carrolls over to Shell. Shell trying to find a backdoor opportunity. Linus try to rip one from the point, and it'll be dumped out of the zone by Jans. And a phenomenal play there as it's dumped in there. Carrolls with it again, trying to drop it back. Blocking that one was Cruz, and the Razorbacks just all over the slot, trying to prevent anything from happening. As it's over to Weems, his shot, save made by Haynes. Jans takes a big hit there along the boards, but the puck squeaks out. And that Arkansas bench is rowdy, much like they should be. As it's dumped in, Jans battling for Weems. Jans got it out of the zone, and he's going to clear it down. And that's one heck of a shift by the man wearing number 29. And a much-deserved rest he will get.
Gabe, you stole the words right out of my mouth there. What a great shift for Jans.
As pressured into the corner is Wilms. Sending it back over to Linus. Linus shoots from the point, blocked up front, and man, this is one heck of a penalty kill. Arkansas one man short. Linus another shot block. As it's wrapped around. Now Benson with it. Over to Van Berkel. 25 seconds left of the 5-on-4. Another drive from the point by Linus, but it doesn't matter when Sam Haynes is in net.
And Gabe, we have not called Ethan Motor's name, if any, if at all, this afternoon. But Ethan Motor getting in there on 2 shot block attempts. First one, he got hurt on there. He was limping. And second one, he gets in there again. Wow, hurt. Blocks the shot. Great physicality, great courage, great toughness there by Ethan Motor.
As it's sent out of the zone. As it'll be number 4, Zach Espenson trying to walk in. Shoots, just grazing the net there. Passing it on the doorstep. Sent out, and man. As it's over to DeJager, a shot save made by Haynes. DeJager once more. He's going to walk it under the goal line. The Razorbacks are back to full strength as it's going to be wrapped around. Dropping it below the goal line over to Shell. Shell try to pass. Patterson interrupted that one as it's wrapped around. Save made by Haynes as he poked that one away. And Vinuk gets it out. And Patterson will have it again as he's just going to draw it back. Now he'll enter the zone on the right side. Patterson lost control. Either way, Hershey's going to make sure it stays into the zone. Backhanded in. Didn't get on net, and it's sent out by the defenders. No icing, and it'll be picked up by Rogers. So Rogers, the headman pass up to Patterson, cross over to Hershey. Hershey finding it back over to Rogers before the defenders wrist it back in around the boards. It'll be picked up by Freeman, who got it out of the zone, and out of play it goes. And man, that's a much-needed stoppage.
Gabe, if you are Dordt right now, you are looking up to the hockey gods and saying, how did none of these shots go in? And I don't know if the hockey gods have the attribution. I certainly do not either. What a great penalty kill for the Hogs. Getting bodies on the puck and doing what they do best, playing physical hockey.
So as it's sent back the other way, cross ice. The defender's looking to get something going as it's going to be Brady Espenson walking in. Shoots, kicked away by Haynes, and the rebound collected by Rogers around to Kuhn. Got it out of the zone. And now the Razorbacks do have numbers. Cross ice pass, shot, backdoor, unable to convert. And now the defenders have a rush. On the left side, it was Weems. He'll wrap it around, but it goes right over to... Couldn't tell who it was, but either way, it'll be Kuhn looking to get it out of the zone for the Razorbacks. As it's Freeman throwing it in, and a much-needed change for the Razorbacks. As there's a big hit the other side of the ice by Kuhn. He has to get back on side so Cruz can get it into the zone. As it's thrown in, Benson trying to get it out. Kuhn got a stick on it, so it's forced back under the goal line where Kuhn had it, a wraparound shot turned aside by Edmond. Now Cruz with it at the hash mark, shoots one, and Edmond makes a save there. And a little bit of shoving as they didn't like how close to Edmond he got.
Yeah, surprised there wasn't a penalty there maybe called on the Razorbacks there for that hit on for Kuhn's hit on Borles. I thought that puck was far enough away from Borles where they would have called an interference maybe, but either way, Borles coming back a little bit of a push there at the end, I think a little bit upset on that hit by Kuhn.
So it's going to be a foot race for the puck, picked up there and up into the netting and out of play as it hit a stick. So 9:29 left to go. 2-1 still our score somehow. As, man, this has just been nothing short of exciting.
And Gabe, I think we would say somehow it's not that one team should be dominating. It's that you think there'll just be more goals by both teams. I feel like you think this could be a 4-3, a 5-4 game, but somehow we're still at 2-1. Great effort by both these goalies.
So Lynn is trying to get a pass on the doorstep, but it's going to be broken up there by the Razorbacks as it was Hershey trying to get it up over to Borles. Linus with it in the corner as he just barrels through another man. Now Chapman on the left side. He's able to dodge around one defender, but it turns over. Swallow the head man. It's going to be tipped into the zone. Haynes will settle it down for Rogers to pick up. Now Rogers working his way up the ice. He's going to pass it across and get it over to Gifford. Gifford up on the left side, makes a move around one man, gets knocked down. And a penalty will be called and a Razorback power play coming up with 8:48 left to go.
Yeah, going to be a tripping they're calling the Hogs. One of the easier calls that a ref can make. No argument from the defenders, players, or their coaching staff. Dordt player there just couldn't tell who it was. They'll put it up on the board in a second. Got a stick right there in the Hogs' legs. It's going to be on number 8, Connor Reishi. And yeah, easy call to make there. And we'll see if this Dordt penalty kill, we haven't seen them since the first period, see if they can stay strong just like the Arkansas penalty kill has.
So off the draw, the Razorbacks have it. A shot up front, kicked away. Edmond making a save. Now the Razorbacks have it again. They're going to settle it down at the point. Now it's going to be back over to Hershey. Cross ice over to Dunewald. Shot on net. Edmond makes another save, and now Romero will have it. Sending it back to Hershey. A wrister from the blue line sent wide. A wraparound attempt. It's loose. Everyone's in the crease, and a whistle blows. And Edmond keeping the Razorbacks from capitalizing.
Yeah, Gabe, that's one thing Arkansas did really well in the power play, which was keeping guys out of the crease. Dordt, on the other hand, letting a lot of Hogs into the crease, causing a lot of chaos in front of Graham Edmond. Dort's got to find a way to push those big men out for the Hogs.
Absolutely. So that face-off draw won by the Razorbacks. Dunewald passing it across, and it's going to be sent out by the defenders. It's a foot race for the puck, and Dunewald's just going to let Espenson pick it up. He's pressured off the puck, and now it'll be picked up by Hershey. Hershey able to dodge around number 14. That was Carroll's, as it's a headman over to Romero. Romero to number 19. Dropping it back to Dunewald. Shot tipped up front, sent wide. Now Borles will race after the puck around the hash marks, as he'll have it right on the doorstep as it's sent out by the defenders right to the tape of Haynes, and he's just going to wait for something to do. So it's going to be left for Cruz, and Cruz will wheel up the ice, and he'll pass it over to Chapman before getting it back. So Cruz again, saucering it to Chapman. Back to Chapman to Cruz. Chapman again, this time in the deep slot, tries a shot through traffic. It was blocked up front. And now Kuhn with it. Circling around, finds it to Chapman. Chapman trying to throw it on net, and Edmond makes another save, this time with 7:07 left to go.
Yeah, and this time with the 5-hole as well, Gabe. Edmond has been challenged too much in the 5-hole. He's been challenged down low, not too much in the 5-hole. But I had some KU players come by. Sorry, folks. But, yeah, lost my train of thought there. But, yeah, Edmond has been challenged too much during the 5-hole. Just got challenged there. Great stand there by Graham Edmond.
So it's going to be back over to Rogers. Rogers trying to find Borlis under the goal line, and Borlis will wrap it back over to Rogers as it's over to Kuhn. Kuhn try to pass. It's going to be intercepted and cleared out, and Haynes will leave it for Rogers again. Rogers able to crank it up, got it to Borlis. Borlis couldn't get a full control of the puck, but hey, there's Chapman streaking through the neutral zone. He's able to pick it up, tries a backhand shot. Edmond almost had a piece of it. He was ready for it. But it's going to be wrapped around the other way, and now the defenders bringing it down on the ice. Up on the left side, it was Shell losing control. And now Rogers over to Cruz. Cruz off the glass and out. And Benson will have to gather it for the defenders. Thrown in, Haynes plays it. Picked up by Book. And now Book back over to Rogers, and Rogers off the boards gets it over to Patterson. Patterson sends it up and out. Intended for number 19, but it's sent back the other way. Now wrapped around, picked up by Rogers. Rogers able to backhand that one, and it's sent out, and it's going to be a high stick until Arkansas grabbed it, and it's Patterson walking in. Offside's the call, and a little bit late on the shot, and they're not happy about that one.
It's also a little bit late in offsides call there too, Gabe, in my opinion. I think both teams aren't happy. Dordt with the late shot, and Arkansas with a little bit of a late offsides call by the refs. Dordt, though, number 6, Jonah Weems, trying to plead his case to one of our both of our referees, actually.
Either way, he's not going to get his way. The faceoff will take place right outside the Dordt zone. 5:52 left to go here in the third period. 2-1 still our score. As it's Dordt with it, as they'll walk it in. Linus poked off the puck, and it's going to be picked up there by Patterson. And Patterson on the left side will come down with some speed. Tries a shot. Edmond kicking it away. And the Razorbacks get the rebound as it was Kilgore trying to send one in from the point. Now Book will pick it up. He'll throw it back behind the net. And it's going to be DeJager right there to apply that pressure. It'll look like Vinuk got knocked down. Either way, it's going to be defenders with possession as Alex Espenson walking right in. Shoots! And a penalty will be called. Play goes on as it's thrown around. The defenders have to regroup and get back on side. As they wait, it's over to Linus. As Linus try to drop it back over to Shell. Shell sends it to DeJager. It's going to be sent across over to Raish. Raish got it back. Now to Carrolls. Carrolls trying to get a cross-ice pass as it's thrown in, and a battle along the boards. It's finally touched up by Arkansas, and we get a stoppage with 4:46 left to go, and the defenders are back on the power play.
That stoppage will be a hooking call, Gabe, on Arkansas. We've got a power play for these Dordt defenders again. We've seen it before. This Arkansas penalty kill is ruthless.
So with 4:46 left to go, it looks like a timeout has been called by head coach Tyler Morgan, who's having his best season since taking over the reins for the Dordt defenders. Just a phenomenal year as the head coach of the Silver Central Conference champions.
Yeah, I think that's a needed timeout too, Gabe. Try to drop something against this Arkansas penalty kill here, and that's just got to be more neutral zone pressure to get off of Arkansas neutral zone pressure. Trying to think of the word there, couldn't think of it. But because Arkansas neutral zone pressure has been stifling this Dordt power play.
So again, special teams at the most important time will be out there on the ice. 4:46 left to go in a one-goal game where Dordt has really started to amp up the pressure late in the game. And Arkansas has been doing really good, playing defense in the slot. You saw it on the last penalty kill, especially that 5-on-3. You have guys going down to block anything they possibly could.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see if Ethan Motor's back on this. I haven't seen if he's back on the ice, but you're saying, yep, yeah, there he is right there. They're going to bring him out. Look, they might for this penalty kill. Can't tell. He's at least on the ice by the bench. He won't be on there, but he'll be on this second penalty kill unit for sure for the Hogs. And he was shaking up a little bit, blocking a couple shots, just like you were saying, Gabe. And Yeah, Arkansas is not afraid to get in the shooting lanes, nor the passing lanes either. They got such a great eye for those lanes and the puck.
So that face-off won by the defenders, back over to Linus. Cross ice to Carroll, shoots one, and a save made by Haynes with 4:38 left to go. So another face-off win here by the defenders. A shot there by Linus, blocked up front by Gifford, and he'll just send it all the way back. And Edmond will have to settle it down. It's left for Shell, and he'll look to get things going as he's going to skate it up. Through the neutral zone he goes, cutting towards the center. Pressured off the puck there by Gifford. However, the defenders still have it. A shot, hit a man up front, but Cruz right there on the rebound to crank it out of the zone. And Edmond here to settle it down once more. This time it's left for Linus. Linus scored earlier in the game for the defenders as he's able to walk it in.
First time I've seen Linus all day get pressured off the puck.
As it's Van Berkel winds up a drive. It's loose in the crease, and a great defensive stick there by Jans. Another block. As it's Romero. Turned it over as it's going to be over to Carrolls. Carrolls to Linus. Linus back to Carrolls, off the boards. Shot through traffic, not on net. There it is. And then it's in, and couldn't tell who poked it home. And here we go. Some extracurriculars, but it looks like it's just guys trying to pull other guys off each other. Either way, it's a tie game here at 2. It's number 12. Noah Wilmots getting on the board.
What a huge goal there for Dordt. They got some energy now on their side. Their fan base came out here, and there's just a newfound sense of energy now for these defenders. Great job to poke away, and that's exactly what Dordt needed to do, just get pucks on net. I knew it was troubling trying to get it past all these hogs who were blocking, but eventually felt like something had to go, and finally it broke loose. And now with just under 3.5 minutes left, folks, we got a brand new hockey game.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that doesn't really say anything about how well this Razorback penalty kill has been. I mean, you see a guy like Jans out there just doing anything he can, and he's just a special player at that. But either way, Zach Espenson trying to do a drop pass right there. Couldn't connect. So here's Hershey. Headman pass up over to Dunewald. Dunewald up on the left side, throws it on net. Edmond making the save, and the rebound goes over to Zach Espenson, who tried to get it over to Brady to try and send it out of the zone as it's Swalve. So Zach Espenson on the puck as it finds its way over to Weems. Weems trying to get it across. It's going to be Rogers getting a stick on that one as it sends out. So Benson back on it. Lost control. Weems with it, the captain for the Dordt defenders. So he's going to walk in, shooting one, blockered up into the netting and out of play by Haynes. And a stoppage with 2:33 left to go.
And here comes Griffin Linus back on ice, only about after a 30-second break or so. He's going to be going every other shift here, Gabe. This has to be the Griffin Linus show for Dordt. Of course, I don't think he was on the ice for that power play goal, but either way, when Griffin Linus is on the ice, it makes such a big difference. Now talking to the Chapman there, too, trying to get instead.
So Benson off the boards, gets it over to Alex Espenson, back behind the net as it's going to be wrapped around. Rage takes a big hit there from Romero as it almost squeaked out of the zone, but a great job there by the Dordt defenders holding the line as Lynn is trying to pass on the back door, and it's going to be Cruz taking a hit in the corner. And he wanted a call, and it looks like he's going to get one. So cross check. The signal from the referee. And it looks like the guilty party heading off will be number 2, Alex Espenson. So a Razorback power play with 2:10 left to go. So 2 minutes and a chance to regain their lead and do some damage here.
That's a big loss for Dordt on this penalty kill, too. Alex Espenson on their first team penalty kill. Big boy out there can really push some guys around. Big loss for Dordt. See if they can rebound.
So that face-off, Juan back over to Kuhn. Kuhn to Cruz. Cruz shoots. Save made by Edmond. The rebound picked up, and now it's Kuhn from the point. His shot blocked up front, and it's Chapman getting it to Borlis. Now Borlis safely over to Cruz. They'll rotate around. Now a shot up front, blocked by Edmond. Borlis fighting for the rebound, gets knocked down. The Razorbacks still have it. Heads it over to Rogers. Thought about shooting, instead will pass it. Cruz has it again. Cruz to Rogers through traffic. Save made by Edmond with 1:30 left to go. Now Rogers, he'll walk it in, dropping it back to Kuhn. Shoots one on net, loose up front. And now whistle here. Looked like Edmond was on top of it. So our score remains 2-2 with 1:23 left to go.
Gabe, I don't know about you, but I got a little feeling that this is going to be how the rest of this game plays out. Just a ton of guys in front of Graham Edmond. And Arkansas, they're not going to look for the best shooting lane. They're just going to look for any shooting lane just to get anything on net, and that's what we saw there. And it's just going to be a barrage here on Graham Edmond, but we'll see if he's ready to go for it. I think he is. He's played a great game today. So
that face-off won by the Razorbacks. Cross ice over to Hershey. Hershey with it. Dancing around at the point, looking for someone to pass it to. He's able to connect to Romero. Now Romero back behind the net around the goal line. Sent up to Dunewald. Dunewald sending it back over to Motor. And a nice block there. Now the defenders with a short-handed chance. Instead, they'll just loft that one in. It's going to go to the corner. It'll be picked up there by number 19. And it's left for Dunewald. Cross ice over to number 19 on the left side. He enters the zone. Getting it back. Shot save on the doorstep. Right there was Motor. Couldn't connect. He's racing after it. Now a battle in the corner. Number 19 able to kick that puck loose. Got it over to Motor. Motor has it under the goal. He'll walk it up. A pass, a one-time shot there by Hershey. Puck's loose up front. Battling for it. The Razorbacks still have it. As it's sent over. Hershey, another shot. Blocked up front. The defenders clear it at the most important time as it comes all the way back. Haynes will settle it for Dunewald. And that'll do it for regulation. So 2-2 after 3 periods.
Yeah, folks, if you don't love that, you do not love hockey. What a great last 80 seconds we had there. I mean, holy jumping. That was some great hockey, some great blocks. Graham Edmond sticking in there strong. Arkansas, more than a few opportunities there on the doorstep to get it done. But Dordt, man, what ability to get bodies on puck and just knock it out of there.
And it looks like one of the MACHA officials down at the other end was trying to tell the referees what's going on. So my guess is it would be 3-on-3 overtime for 5 minutes. However, no telling, so we'll see what gets put on here.
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of, Gabe, is obviously in NHL you do in the playoffs 20-minute overtime periods, no shootout. Don't know if we'll get a shootout here or not. Not familiar with playoff rules. So we'll find ourselves familiar with them here when overtime starts in just a minute or two.
So obviously both teams using this as a chance to head to the bench and talk things over with their coaches. So they'll get like a little 2-minute gap. So again, what a game it's been. I mean, both goaltenders standing tall. I think shots are 47-32 after 3 periods of play. Obviously, Arkansas leading that category. So it's just been a lot of fun hockey here, and we still have 2 more games to go just for tonight.
And yeah, Gabe, in a 3v6 matchup 2, in a 3v6 matchup as well, Arkansas being the 6th seed. They've really shown themselves to be a really strong team as the number 6 team. It's a strong 6th seed, and again, Haynes and Edmond both standing strong, doing their job, sticking strong to their post, and man, Dordt in those last couple minutes while on the penalty kill, really able to get guys on the puck and doing anything they can to help out their goalie, and Edmond's got to appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's looking like it will be 3-on-3. So the only question is just how long will this overtime period be? We'll find out here shortly.
Yeah, I was just talking to our KU coaches. They said 5-minute overtime period. After that, they don't believe it'll end in a shootout. You keep going 5-minute overtime periods. Again, that's what they're thinking. We'll see, though. This is unfamiliar territory for us right now. But either way, this is hockey. This is fun. It's unpredictable. And let's keep going on and see what happens with this unpredictability in our 5-minute sudden death overtime period. Gabe, take it away.
So it's going to be a face-off win here by the Razorbacks, and Dunewald easily walking it in, shooting one, and a quick save made by Edmond with 4:52 left to go. So just 8 seconds in, a quick shot by Dunewald. And I think that's just going to be the Razorbacks' key to this one, is just keep firing on shots. You saw what happened earlier, is just go to the net if you want goals. But here's a face-off win by the defenders, and quickly taking it out, it's going to be Wilmus. Wilmus up on the left side. He's going to go right around the hash marks before he's poked off the puck. And then Rogers fighting for it to get it loose. As it's going to be wrapped around and sent out of the zone. Back after it's going to be Benson. So Dordt getting a partial change here. Benson out onto the ice now, dropping it back over to Linus. Linus, he's going to draw back number 14, Brendan Kuhn, but it's going to be taken away by Dunewald. So Dunewald turning around, finds it over to Rogers. One-time shot there by Kuhn, missing the net and missing the shot, of course, as it'll be Linus coming up on the right side. Now Linus coasts in, makes a nice move, and he's poked off the puck there, and it's going to be Kuhn getting it turned over. He'll curl behind his own net, wrapping it around over to Rogers, and it's going to be Kuhn skating it up the ice. Kuhn fakes the shot, takes it. Edmond makes a save, and here we are with 3:45 left to go.
Yeah, with 3:45 left to go. It's been Arkansas's overtime so far, getting a couple shots done. Edmond, Dordt, of course, getting down there on Arkansas's end, but Lennis not able to do much with it, knocked off the puck once again. I think the big focus here for Arkansas is locate Zach Lennis on the ice, know where he is at all times. He is the most dangerous player for these Dordt defenders.
So the face-off won over to Jantz, but it squeaks out of the zone. Borlis is out on the ice for the Razorbacks. That's going to be your guy in overtime, as Trevor Borlis does lead this team in points. As it's going to be Jantz dropping it back to Borlis. A toe drag move, sending it back over. Borlis under the goal line. So he's going to walk it in, trying to find it over to Cruz, and it's just going to skitter out of the zone. So now Cruz will pick it up. He'll draw the play back below his own goal line. As he waits, didn't like what he saw, so he circles back once more, as it's going to be up over to Jantz. Jantz getting pressured heavily, but it's going to be picked up by Borlis, and he's going to wheel into the zone. Now Borlis with it. Borlis walks, shoots, save made by Edmond. A great stick lift, gets the puck over to Cruz, and Cruz will draw it back. So Cruz over to Hershey. Hershey curls around. Borlis heads off the ice, but Hershey will skate it into the zone. Hershey walks in, backhand shot, open to the netting and out of play. And another whistle with 2:38 left to go.
Yeah, Gabe, you're right about Trevor Borlis. This is going to be he's going to be Arkansas's guy. In their one solo overtime win this year, Borlis was the one who got the overtime game-winning goal. It'll be fun to see here in this just over 2.5 minutes. Just the type of pressure that each team puts on each other, and who has the more enduring legs.
So it's going to be Hershey getting it over to Patterson. Patterson with it. as he's going to cut back out of the zone. And it's going to be sent over to Chapman. Chapman got it to Hershey, and Hershey will walk it in. Now Hershey with it. Stops, waits, pressured off the puck there by Benson. A nice stick lift by Chapman. Got him the puck back as it's thrown back into the corner, and Benson will be on it. Now Benson. Dropping it back to Linus. Linus had to curl back around. Now he'll choose to advance it. So it's going to be walked in on the right side. Linus shoots one short side, turned aside there. As Linus has it in the corner still. Nice pressure there by Hershey, tied him up. Got the puck out of the zone, but it's back right where Benson can play it, as we're just nearing about 1:35 left to go here into the first overtime period. Crossed over to Carroll's. Carroll's walking it in. Shoots one, blockered away there. So Haynes made a great save. It's tipped away there by Dunewald. No icing, as it'll be picked up there by Zach Espenson. Zach Espenson tried the headman pass. Getting a stick on it was Rogers, and he's going to walk it in. He stops and waits. Rogers still with it, just dancing around with the puck. Crossover to Kuhn. Kuhn now heading under the goal line, pressured heavily, still with the puck, and he's going to be spun off. And now it's going to be an odd man rush here for the defenders. Zach Espenson trying to drop it back, try to shot, turned aside there by Haynes, and now the Razorbacks with a chance. As they're just going to patiently wait for an open lane, as it's Yonts with it. Headman pass up over to Kuhn. Kuhn's going to walk it in. He gets knocked off the puck there. It'll be Van Berkel with it. Van Berkel connects with Alex Espenson. He's going to carry it in. He's pressured off the puck there by Rogers. And there's a big hit there in the corner, and a penalty is going to be called with 22 seconds left to go.
Everybody in this arena is saying, oh, yeah, that was a really big hit. Couldn't tell who it was on exactly. I don't know if you know, Gabe. But whoever was on, he had numbers turned to the board, and that's a easy penalty. Now I think the refs are deciding whether that should be a 5-minute major or not. And if it is, big time against Razorbacks.
So Zach Espenson just got demolished in the corner, and it looks like it'll be a Dordt power play here in overtime. As we're waiting for the penalty to get put on the scoreboard here in the Maryville Hockey Center in Chesterfield, Missouri.
I think we got a game misconduct. We do.
Yeah, it's looking like Brendan Kuhn done for the day, as he'll head to the locker room, as he put up a good fight in this one.
So that means we will only a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah, so probably 2 and a 10 would be my guess.
Yep.
Either way, the face-off won by the defenders. Linus has it at the point. He'll walk it in, fires a shot, and out of play it goes. So 14 seconds left to go.
Yeah, also one thing, you do have to feel for Kuhn a little bit, no matter what you think about the hit, to not be out there with your boys for the last 14 seconds of this game.
So Linus with it, trying to send it in. Goes right to the tape of Jans, who tries to get it out of the zone. And Linus doing a great job holding the line. Pass across over to Van Berkel. A backhand shot. Save made by Haynes. And this game will continue.
Gabe, my question is, how does this game continue? Van Berkel had it right on his stick on the weak side, and just missed the net. I couldn't tell if that puck was bouncing or not, but man. And now both teams coming off the ice. This is, again, unfamiliar territory for us. We don't know how this plays, especially in the playoffs when seeding is very important. And only one team can move on. Obviously both cannot, so We do have a 15-minute timer up on the board. They forgot to disable the penalty clock. So I think we're going to try to look for an explanation here.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We'll figure out what's going on and then keep you guys updated. All right, so it'll be another intermission. It'll be another intermission, then it'll be a 5-on-4 carryover when we return. So overtime will continue. We'll be back after this. All right, so welcome back for double overtime. We finally figured out what's going on, so it'll be 20 minutes of 5-on-5.
Yeah, Gabe, you're right. 20 minutes, 5-on-5, just like in NHL playoffs. If you don't have a goal scorer after that, if you don't have anybody who scored a goal after that, Zamboni comes back on the ice. We have another 15-minute rest period and back on for another overtime. So who knows how long this can go. In the NHL, I've known we've seen some long playoff overtimes, particularly in the bubble with the, I don't remember who the Lightning were playing, but I think we had a 4 overtime game. So two games of hockey plus an extra period. So we'll see just how long this will go. And Gabe, I don't know about you, but it seems like we could go for a while with the way Edmund and Haynes have both been playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And right after this one, we will have the action for Maryville versus Northwestern, and that will be back over on the KU Hockey YouTube channel. So that will be where all the games are going to be streamed the remainder of the tournament. So hello, welcome to double overtime as we're getting set here. Both teams back out onto the ice. Dordt lined up and ready to go.
Well, Gabe, here I think it's might seem pretty cliche, but whichever team has the strongest legs right now, the most well-endured legs, really is going to be the one to take this game. And right now with Dordt on the power play, big advantage, 5-on-4. Gabe, it's double overtime. Take it away.
So again, 1:38 left to go on the penalty that was handed out to Brendan Kuhn. As the faceoff is won back over to Linus, he'll quickly get a pass across, and it's going to be tipped into the zone by Alex Espenson, and quickly right there is going to be Jantz. Turnover up front, shot missing the net there, and unable to get there in time is going to be Linus. So he'll have to hustle back and grab that one. So carrying it up now is Shell, trying to get it over to Linus as it was tipped in. Offside, so the defenders have to get back on. And it's banked out, and Jantz will send it all the way back. And there's just about a minute left on the penalty handed out to Kuhn. 19:20 left to go. Just about 45 seconds into this one. Turnover up front, a backhand shot there. Looked like it was Gifford who had the chance. And then racing back after that puck is going to be Patterson. Patterson dropped it back over to Romero. Romero sends it all the way back in. And it'll be left behind the net by Edmund. So a nice play there, broke that up, and it was Motor who sent it back into the zone. About 25 seconds left to go. Ill-advised play back behind the net, and the defenders come up with it as they'll try to skate it down. So slowly, Linus across over to Brady Espenson. Brady Espenson unable to get past Rogers as he just cranks that one back. Benson back on it. 8 seconds left to go on the penalty handed out to Kuhn. As it's tipped into the zone. And the Razorbacks are back to full strength. Borless fresh out onto the ice. As it's a battle along the boards. Dordt held the line, and they're able to squeak it out as it's over to Borless on the right side. He's going to coast it in. Lost control of the puck as it was Raishu shrugged him off. And then Borless trying to get a pass again, but it's Benson taking it back, wrapping it around over to Shell. Rather, that might have been Weems trying to get it out. So Rogers up to Borless, tipped into the zone. Borless holding the line, throws it on net. Edmund will hang on. And a whistle here with 17:42 left to go.
Yeah, and a much-needed whistle for these Dordt defenders, Gabe. They were, excuse me, getting a lot of pressure in and around Edmund and were the Hogs. And the thing that was really killing the defenders there was some ill-advised plays. You had a turnover there just behind the crease of Edmund, and Edmund going after a puck that probably shouldn't have gone after, but either way, Dort's still alive.
So right off the draw, a quick shot there by Chapman, blocked by Edmund as it's redirected the other way. Edmund settling that puck behind the net for DeJager. DeJager getting it over to Swalv. Swalv got it out of the zone, and it's going to be picked up here by Espenson. That was Alex Espenson, to be clear. As there's a shot up front, a big save made there by Haynes, and it's going to be Cruz skating it out. Now Cruz on the right side. He's going to saucer it over to Chapman. Chapman got a piece of it. It's back behind the net. And a backhand shot up front to Borla, shoots, and he falls down taking the shot. So it'll be Alex Espenson skating it down now. He's just going to dump it in. That'll get a change going for both teams. It'll be picked up by Romero, and Romero tries to get a headman pass. It was tipped up there by Freeman, but taken away by Dordt. So a backhand pass off the boards will go back in favor of the Razorbacks, as it's going to be Kilgore with it. Over to Linus. Linus trying to pass it across. It was Romero able to get it out of the zone, and Benson back on it. He dropped it back over to Raish, and now Benson has it behind his own net. Benson curls around Raish now behind Edmond. Played around. Benson, he's able to backhand it out, but it's going to be held into the zone by Jantz. Dumped in, and a change. So a little back and forth. Rogers almost able to get it out, but Jantz is the one to do that, as it was passed over to Vanuk. Now Linus, center ice, had it, but it's going to be Jantz the other way. And he's just going to fly down. Jantz on the left side throws it into the corner. Raish on it for the defenders. So it's going to be backhanded the other way. And it's going to be a foot race for the puck. Here comes Linus. Drags it around one. Shoots over the net. And off the glass. It took a weird bounce, but it'll be Patterson over to Jantz. Tripped up. And it's going to be walked in there. Shot by Verbal. Turned aside by Edmond. And it's going to be the defenders keeping it in. So now the defenders getting it in. It's over to Brady Espenson. Lost it as it was Rogers trying to get it out. Espenson getting it back. It's backhanded away by Rogers out of the zone. And a much needed line change for the Razorbacks. Now the defenders tip it in. On the puck for them is going to be Hershey. Hershey around over to Carricker. Finds it up over to Motor. Motor walking in. Makes a nice move going in. And Edmond standing tall there. So the Razorbacks still holding it in. It's over to Romero. Romero passes. Shoots. And a save made by Edmond. Carricker picking it up there along the boards. Now to Romero in the deep slot. Fires one on net. Turned aside by Edmond. Now it's going to be passed back around the net now. And it looks like Motor had a piece of it. It's going to be a battle along the boards now. Carricker went in to help. Back over to Motor. Motor trying to center it. And it's turned aside. And now the defenders will chop it down. It's going to come all the way out over to Haynes. He'll settle it, and it's going to be left for Cruz. And here come the Razorbacks. The headman pass intended for Borlas. Borlas to Chapman in the corner. Now Chapman in the corner getting roughed off the puck. It's going to be Cruz with it. Cruz settling it for Rogers. Rogers thinking about what to do. He'll pass it back to Cruz. Cruz shoots. Save made by Edmond on the rebound. Chapman, and a whistle here. And Edmond hanging on. So 13:49 left to go.
Yeah, Gabe, Edmond hanging on for dear life. I feel like every time you say there's a whistle, I always just say that a much needed whistle for Dordt, and really it truly is. Again, just getting pressured by these Razorbacks. Both teams, if you just took the first 6 minutes of this period, you would think this has been some sloppy play overall. But really, it's just started now. I think just both teams are so tired, and it's really just who's going to capitalize off the other's sloppiness.
So it's a round held in by Cruz. Physicality along the boards, and now the defenders get it out. It's going to be a cross-ice pass intended for Wilms, but sent back the other way. So passed up over to Linus, and now Linus tries to walk it in, lost control right about the blue line, and it's going to be Borlas trying to drop it back over to, I believe that was Freeman, and it's going to be held in by Freeman. However, he can't keep control, and the defenders have it again. The headman pass intercepted there by Rogers, and Rogers is going to walk it in. Rogers shoots, and a save made by Edmond. This time it comes with 13:04 left to go.
I mean, Gabe, it feels like both these teams right now are shooting at brick walls because nothing at all can go through the likes of Graham Edmond and Haynes combined. It almost seems like a worthless thing to even try to shoot.
So this face-off controlled by Arkansas right off the hop. They'll try to rim it around the boards to keep it in, but the defender's able to get it out. However, it goes right to the tape of Jans. He'll dump it back in, and it's Swall for the defenders to try and get something going. So it's going to be Weems now, but another turnover there. So Freeman sent it back the other way. A nice stick lift there by Dunewald. And another tripping call here, and of course, no whistle. So a shot right to the glove of Edmond. And 12:32 left on the board, as we still have yet to find our OT hero.
Gabe, I like when the refs fall to whistles in these big games when it comes to big hits. But when it comes to having a few obvious tripping calls so far this overtime that even neutral parties think are tripping, you probably got to blow the whistle there.
So it's sent into the zone there by Gifford, and then tipped back the other way by the defenders. So now the defenders have it, and it's going to be offsides.
Yeah, clear offsides there. Puck went back in and out, and touch there by Carrolls, and yeah, not easier. Doesn't get any easier for us to call that one. Now Lennis taking face off. Haven't seen him take too many today.
So the face-off won by the defenders as it's dumped in and around. It's going to be Carrolls trying to center it. Lennis, a drive from the point, sent wide. Now it's going to be Patterson. Gets it across over to number 19, and here come the Razorbacks. Number 19 trying to make a nice move, lost control of the puck, thrown to the corner, and now the defenders with a chance for a rush. On the right side of the ice is Wilmus. Wilmus lost control. Patterson got it right back, and it's going to be sent back to Romero, who will patiently get it up and dumped in. Thrown to that corner where it's going to be Shell on it. Now Shell cross ice, trying to find it over to Alex Espenson. Redirected, and Shell will get it back in. Now racing for it in the corner is Shell. Shell try to backhand pass, hit the side of the net, and Kilgore providing some pressure there as the puck will come back in. Now on it is going to be Romero. Romero trying to find it over to Carricker. Carricker unable to catch the pass, so it goes out of the zone. Now it's going to be sent back. Waiting was Alex Espenson. Someone lost the glove, and it looked like it was Jans. A wraparound shot, and puck was loose over to Kilgore, and it's going to be a headman pass up intended for Carricker, and Carricker's just going to jet down. Able to use his body to keep it into the zone. Dropped it back up front. Cruz with a shot up front, poking for it. It's going to be held in there by Rogers. Fans on the shot. And the Razorbacks still keeping it into the zone as it's Verbal. He tried a shot, didn't get on net, and now it's going to be along the boards. The defenders able to get it out. The Razorbacks chip it right back in, and we'll get a change going.
Yeah, Gabe, right now Arkansas doing a great job of getting bodies in front of Edmond, not able to see much, having to look around people. That's exactly what you need if you're Arkansas.
Yeah, so Cruz, a drop pass over to Jans. Jans will just dump it in, and they'll race after it. So the defenders have it pinned against the boards. It skips out of the zone, and it's chipped where Kyle Cruz will pick it up. Now Cruz, he's going to make a move around one man for backhanding it into the zone. Picking it up for the defenders now is going to be Benson. So Benson, pressured. We'll send it all the way back down. No icing as it'll be picked up by Jans. So Jans, cross over to Cruz. Cruz now, bank pass, intended it for Chapman, but it goes a little far. So now it'll be in possession of the defenders. As the puck goes out of play, we get a whistle with 9:38 left to go in the second overtime period.
Yeah, I love this. This is the biggest crowd, I think, that we're going to have all day. All the fans for our next game, Maryville and Northwestern are here. And, yeah, it's fun to see everybody pack in, watch some great MACHA hockey.
So the Razorbacks had it. It's going to be a short break for the defenders. Here comes Carroll. Shoots, just missing the net. And I think that was the best chance the defenders have had this overtime period. It's Hershey with it. Hershey heavily pressured. He's able to skate it up, and he's able to get it away. Hershey up on the left side, enters the zone, trying to backhand pass, and it's going to be broken up there And then Dunewald able to regain the collection over to Rogers. Rogers passing. Vinook tried a shot. Edmond made the save. And here we are with 9:01 left to go. Still tied at 2.
Yeah, Gabe, I want to go back to that Mason Carroll's breakaway. Had a great opportunity there. I think watching that puck, it just would not settle down. He tried to get it settled down. It was still bouncing just a little bit more than he liked. I just think that's why he couldn't get a great shot off, went a few inches over the crossbar.
So off the draw, it's going to be sent back around the other way, and it'll come all the way out. So racing after it is Jans. Jans sent it back. It's Rogers with it now. Rogers getting it up over to Gifford. Gifford out of the zone to Patterson, and Patterson on the right side of the ice, cuts towards the center, now swinging left. Dropped it back to number 19. He'll try to get something in the slot, looking for Gifford, and a nice steal there by Rogers. However, Dordt gets it right back, as it's going to be wrapped around. So now it's going to be picked up by Rogers. He makes a move around Linus. Rogers just dancing his way down the ice. Oh, he can move. Looked like a backhand pass intended. Gifford keeping it in, a wraparound shot by Rogers on the doorstep. Patterson couldn't put it home, and now it'll be Shell sending it out right over to Wilmus. Wilmus had the puck pressure back behind the net. A nice hit there by Romero, and now Patterson laying one. Linus, a shot blocked up front, and a great job by Rogers defensively, not allowing that second chance opportunity. So now Rogers will skate it up. We'll get a pass over to number 43. That is Verbal. Trying to shot up front. Might have been blocked. Either way, Dordt will bank it out, and Arkansas will utilize that as a partial line change as it's thrown back into the zone. Looked like Verbal threw it to the corner. Motor even trying to get a piece of it, and then the defenders get it out. And then quickly pressured off the puck there. It's going to be Linus walking it in. Verbal got it over to Carricker. Carricker on the left side. Makes a nice move in the slot with it. Has it on his backhand shot on the back door. Motor couldn't put it home, and now the defenders try the headman pass, and it will come the length for an icing with 6:58 left to go.
And Gabe, an icing is the worst thing that could have happened to Dordt right now. Lots of tired legs on the ice, and those legs cannot come off the ice when your own team ices the puck. So big advantage here goes to the Hogs.
So 6:58 left to go. The face-off one over to Chapman. Shoots it right away, not on net. Centering it, and it's held in by Hershey. Wrists one, tipped up front. Borlis trying to fight for the rebound on the doorstep, and it's back behind the net. Held in there by Jans, throws it in. Chapman trying to tip it. Borlis fighting for the rebound up front. Shot, it's loose, they score! The Razorbacks live to see another day and will dance on to the second round. Arkansas takes this one with 6:37 left to go in the second overtime period. And the Silver Central champions get knocked off.
Gabe, what a game. If you don't love hockey, if you don't love that game, that was an incredible masterpiece of what the MACHA can bring to you on a daily basis, and you saw it tonight. You got to feel, though, for the Dordt players. You see guys out there like Griffin Linus over there on the far boards just laying down, and man, it really was a hard-fought game. Whoever lost this game didn't deserve to go home, because man, did they play their butts off or what. And when it comes to goalie Graham Edmond for the Dordt defenders, I mean, they had 50 shots on the board before overtime, and now with more than 50 shots, what a great game from him.
And we'll go ahead and wrap things up here so we can get everything transitioned over to the KU hockey account. That way we can stream the next game, which will be Maryville versus Northwestern. Again, I'm Gabe Daniel. Alongside me has been Ryan Cartman. thank you for everyone who tuned in and stayed throughout the overtime. That was nothing short of exciting. But until then, we will see you guys later.